Welcome to a realm where personal growth meets expansive spirituality and where we're not just scratching the surface. We're diving deep, widening our perspectives, and having a darn good time doing it. This is the Enlightened Podcast, and I am your host, Jen Hamilton. You'll enjoy an infusion of motivation, empowerment, and inspiration that will resonate in every aspect of your life. Expect captivating stories, heartfelt musings, and my own personal experiences. But that's not all. I'm bringing awe-inspiring individuals to the table, so get ready to meet some remarkable souls whose wisdom and stories will leave you spellbound. No topic is off limits here. Brace yourself for raw authenticity, unfiltered vulnerability, and yes, the occasional splash of explicit language. We're delving into the realms of the esoteric, mystical, and the woo-woo, unafraid to explore the extraordinary. So if you are ready to venture beyond the surface, to explore the depths of your soul, and to awaken the magic of life, if your heart says yes, then hit that play button and let the Enlightened Podcast guide you on this remarkable expedition. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Enlightened Podcast. I am your host, Jen, here for a solo snippet today. Just a nice quick one to talk about manifesting, because I've touched on manifesting quite a few times in the solo snippets and in also some of the other episodes as well. But let's touch on the fact that a lot of people start to think that when they're manifesting, they're getting the opposite of what they wanted, or they're not able to manifest what they want in a hurry or in a time frame, or what they want by a certain time hasn't come to fruition and it's not working, or they're doing something wrong, and we get in our heads and blah, 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 blah. So I want to touch on a really, really important part of manifesting, and that is sometimes the way in which you get what it is that you're asking for is by getting the opposite to learn the lesson. So let me give you an example of this. If you ask for strength, if you want to know what the true meaning of strength is, the universe is very likely going to provide you with challenges to dig deep and find strength. If you are wanting to manifest wealth and abundance, the universe is going to provide you with lessons around understanding what your belief systems are around money and wealth, what your relationship is with money, what it's like to not have money or wealth, to be able to fully experience it when it does come along, once you've healed those parts of you that may perhaps believe that you're not worthy of it, or that you can't have it, or that it just doesn't fall in your lap like it does for other people. Maybe you've been manifesting how to, think more positively and have a stronger mind, and the universe provides you with challenges for you to have to dig deep and really discover your own inner light, discover what it is within you that's always in there and is going to remind you constantly of the light that you do have. With manifesting as well, it's what it is that you focus on. The energy that you're in of something is what you're going to continually create. So I want you to start to imagine that the universe is designed to work in your favor, to say yes to everything that you are being the energetic frequency of. So say, for example, you're wanting to manifest more wealth into your life. Everybody wants to manifest more wealth into their lives. So say, for example, you're thinking, I don't have enough money. I can't pay for this. I'm not going to be able to afford that. When is my next, paycheck coming in? All of those things that can ruminate, that are actually underneath all of that, it's a lack mentality. So really what you're doing is focusing your energy on what it is that you don't have, as opposed to what it is that you do have. So if you can imagine that you're thinking over and over again, I don't have this, I don't have that, it's never enough, etc., etc., the universe is saying, yes, that's true. Have more of that. Yes, that's true. More of that. So say, for example, you're going through shitty relationships and you haven't gone into the reasons why you're attracting these shitty relationships, or the person that you're showing up to in the world that's saying, hey, over here, come at me, red flags. You're going to continue to receive the energetic frequency of who you be. So if you find that you're constantly in relationships where you've got repeating patterns and you're saying to yourself, I'm always attracting red flags, I'm always attracting narcissists, I always have these guys coming into my life that just use me, I'm always attracting these younger people that aren't emotionally mature or developed enough for what it is that I need, the universe is going, yes, that's true, have some more. Yes, that's true, have some more. So this is the opportunity for you to dig deep, going, hang on a second, what is my repeating phrase? What is my internal dialogue that's actually bringing about all of these things happening in my life? Because remember, we are the product of our thoughts and our experiences. What we ruminate on over and over again is what it is that we'll see and what it is that we will create. So at times you're going to be put into situations where you realize what it is that you don't want, so that you can truly understand what it is that you do want and be in absolute gratitude for when it shows up. The part that you have to do is you have to put in your request to the universe. You have to be really specific with what it is that you do want. You have to allow the universe to do its thing. You can call it God, you can call it spirit, you can call it life itself, universe, whatever floats your boat. I'm using universe as an example because that's what I like to use. I feel like it's a universal energy that I'm calling upon. And so when you put that energetic frequency out there, all you have to do is hold the intention and the faith and the trust that it will happen if it's in divine alignment for it to happen when it's meant to, and you have no control over the time frame. Remembering as well, we are human. We're here on the third dimension. We're on the third plane of existence. We have landed here with time and space. Time and space does not exist beyond this dimension. So if you're telling the universal energy, which is infinite, if you're saying to God, hey, I'm going to need this amount of money in 3 weeks' time, and it doesn't show up, the universe doesn't give a shit about time. We're only attached to time here because it's a construct that we have created as humans in order to live our lives and track history and be able to keep order somewhat within our lives. So here's the invitation. Get into the habit of asking for what it is that you do want, not focusing what it is that you don't want, being grateful for what you already have. Gratitude is such a big part of this. Be thankful for the lessons that come along, because if you're receiving the opposite to what it is that you do want to receive or experience, you know it's working. You get to figure out, you get to dig deep, you get to excavate the shadow within you that's showing you in your subconscious mind where you're holding on to something which is the opposite of what it is that you're trying to manifest, so that you can transmute that into an expansive belief around what it is that you do want. The next step is to have faith. Have faith that it's all working out. Have faith that it's all going to come to fruition in perfect timing as it's meant to. The moment that you start putting pressure on things, the moment that you're trying to control how things come about, you're putting pressure on the universe. You can't put pressure on the universe. Sit back, relax, and just hold the faith. The final thing is to take inspired action to move you towards what it is that you do want to receive, or that you do want to experience, or the person that you want to be. So many people think that things just turn up in their laps. So many things just happen to people because they're lucky, and it's not true. By becoming an energetic frequency to what it is that you do want to experience, that is how you're going to call that towards you. And don't forget at the end of it to just be so wildly grateful. Be grateful that some things didn't work out and other things happened. Be grateful for the lessons. Be grateful for the hard times. Be grateful for the shadows that had to surface for you to be able to move through those and experience a completely different thing after you've transmuted those shadows. Because life isn't all about getting what you want when you click your fingers. It is about learning lessons. It is about having fun along the way. It's about digging deep. It's about experiences. If you got everything that you wanted all of the damn time, what is the freaking point? There's nothing exciting to be learned in that space. And so this is why it is so important to do the work on yourself, get to know yourself, take time out to journal and to do the shadow work, or, to work with a coach or therapist and excavate all of those deep limiting beliefs that you may have that are preventing you from being in that energetic frequency to call in the things that you're truly desiring. And remember, just because sometimes it's tough, or it feels like it's not working, or that you are getting the opposite of what it is that you're calling in, remembering that it's all part of it. You can't control it. You can't, like I said, you can't put pressure on the universe. Be so wildly open to receiving all that life has to offer. Anyway, you gorgeous human, thank you so much for joining me for this solo snippet, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you love the Enlightened podcast, and the biggest compliment you can give me is subscribing to this podcast, sharing it, and leaving a rating and review. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is @JenHamiltonOfficial, and the podcast handle is enlightened_podcast. You can also find the video version on YouTube on my channel. Just search Enlightened and don't forget to hit subscribe. Have a beautiful day and enjoy living the enlightened journey of life.